And I have to say, I look at London where you have a terrible mayor, terrible mayor, and it's been so changed, so changed. Now they want to go to Sharia law, but you're in a different country. You can't do that. Both the immigration and their suicidal energy ideas will be the death of Western Europe if something is not done immediately. This cannot be sustained.
Did you see that? Did you?
Good evening, Brew Chachos. Welcome to the Brews at 10 on my left eye. I'm your host, Lefty. You're all very welcome here on the stream tonight. How are you brewing? It's been a while. Yeah, first stream of the week, even though it's Thursday. Yeah, I've been all bunged up with this stuff. So it wouldn't have made good listening anyway. But I've had a couple, I should say, videos out. Hope you've enjoyed those. Hope you're having a good week. We have much to catch up on. The Truth, great to see you. Flow Snake, Mobius, Stu. Let us know how you're brewing in the chat if you're watching live. Please make sure that you've hit thumbs up as you come in as well, and there's a poll. Just today it's been announced Keir Starmer's introducing digital ID cards. But will this be his poll tax moment? For anyone who doesn't know what poll tax moment refers to, it's a UK politics reference of when Thatcher introduced a poll tax, which was essentially a tax for the right to vote. Or if you didn't pay it, you couldn't vote, that is. It's actually been rebranded now as council tax. I say now, that was some time ago, I believe. I can't remember the exact year that happened historically. But yeah, will this be it for Starmer because of this digital ID? I'll get into the story itself a bit later on in the stream course. There hasn't been much going on this week since I was last with you on the Sunday live stream. There's just been Trump's bizarre rant at the United Nations and his paracetamol fixation. The former French President Nicolas Sarkozy getting a 5-year sentence for some dodgy dealings with former Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi. Digital ID, like I just said, and the Morgan McSweeney scandal looming large over Starmer. Plus there's more evidence in the Kirk shooting, and there's been this ICE shooting as well. Jimmy Kimmel has returned to our screens after he was banned following some comments about the Kirk shooting and Trump. Italy and Spain are going to be sending their navy to help out the Flotilla, which has been under attack from the IDF. So yeah, not much. There's all that plus maybe more. See how we're doing for time in tonight's stream. But for now, just a reminder, make sure that you've hit thumbs up. If you're just coming into the room, great to see you. We've got Bilderberg, Sam, Aaron Gray in the chat as well. Andy Carter just joining us also. Awesome to see you. See quite a few Brewdists in the chat. Including a lot of members, so thank you very much everybody. Let's get straight into things. Thanks a lot, all you members. It's just 99p if you want to join this list of incredible supporters. So check out the perks and stuff. Other ways to support the channel, give us a share around your social media. Super chats are open if you're watching live. Super thanks are open if you're watching back later on. And there's also a Buy Me a Coffee page. In case you can't help us out with some support via YouTube. So the link for that is in the description of the stream or any other content. Thank you very much, Bruchachos. Also, it's a close run race at the moment in the poll. Very early in the stream though. I'll do my best to remember that there is a poll in the stream and announce the results at the end. If I've not completely faded and had a total brain rot by then. Some breaking news just in. We've had a sensational gifted membership from Andy Carter. Satnav, the recipient there, bullseye. Bullseye. Nice shot, Andy Carter. Bit of a marksman, aren't you, Andy? the old gifted memberships. You've always got a great aim there. Thanks again for all your support. One of our longest supporters as well on live streams. In fact, I think it was just on Sunday, was it? A very recent live stream. I seem to remember you celebrating 13, or was it 15 months of membership? Awesome stuff. Really do appreciate it. As well as that great super chat from Aaron Gray. And Aaron is pronounced Aaron. I do apologise. Yeah, it's one of those. It's a coin flip. There's a coin flip. Aaron. Thanks again. So please do big up Andy and Aaron in the chat, everybody. Give that a thumbs up as well if it works. Yeah, oh, it does. That's strange. I'm not even touching it now and it's flickering between 3 and 4. Are you seeing that on your... And now it's doing it again. I'm trying to give it a thumbs up. Christ. Technology. Yeah, there is a lot to get on with, so we'll crack on with the opening comedy clip. Yeah, it's still just a 3. That is how many thought. I'm getting distracted by this now. Just throw random comments in the chat so that it disappears off my YouTube studio screen. And now it's going between 3 and 5. But I can see on the stream it's rested at 4. It's like it's like a mini stock market. It fluctuated heavily between 3 and 5 this afternoon, but it's currently settled at 6.2. Right. Viva Palestina. Indeed, Andy. Opening comedy clip comes from Rothschilds. Does a great impersonation. Oh, well, I've forgotten how to talk, so that'll be it from me this evening. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. Normally. Not really. It's a really good impersonation of JD Vance. Meant to say first time around. Good job this isn't live. We can cut that out, right, Phil? No one will notice. What do you mean I have to respond to the comments in real time? Rothschilds, people. Give them a follow. Go and subscribe.
Hello. I'm Vice President and jar of pennies that fell down a flight of stairs. JD, take off your Vance and jacket. And welcome to OK Good Tonight. This is OK Good Tonight, the only late-night comedy show sponsored by the United States government and hosted by me, human American government representative J.D. Vance. This will be replacing all late-night comedy shows moving forward. Get ready for state-sponsored fun. Hey there, poor people in the audience. I have a humor joke for you. How many liberals does it take to screw in a light bulb? Significantly fewer than Donald Trump, who is great and amazing at everything he attempts, including cognizant brain function.
I don't get it.
Seat 3F. Our top story tonight: evil-hearted left-wing liberal socialist Democrats are still speaking badly about my human friend, Charlie Kirk. I, the Vice President of the United States of America, encourage all of you out there to find these people, dox them, visit them, harass them, and even get them fired. The following people have spoken badly about Charles. Number 1, the manager at the Ashley Furniture on MLK Boulevard. Number 2, all city council members who named the street MLK Boulevard. Number 3, Vanessa Thompson, who in high school once referred to me as Rub-a-Dub Chub. The guy at the movie theater snack counter who refused to fill an extra large popcorn tub with just snow caps and clarified butter, he's on the list. My son, who called me a poopy head last night. My other son, who refused to defend me after his brother called me a poopy head last night. The 16-year-old attendant at the Adventureland Park in Altoona, Iowa, who, in 2017, wouldn't let me have one of the go-karts to use as my personal vehicle. We're coming for you, Devin Reynolds. All these people have spoken ill of... what was his name? Charlie Kirk. Boy, those liberals, they sure are. They're really... You're bad people, right? Right? Please welcome to the show our first guest, White House Deputy Chief of Staff, Stephen Miller. That is a very good point, Stephen Miller. We do need to be going after the heinous left-wing breeding grounds such as the Ford Foundation, or NPR, or the Adventureland Park in Altoona, Iowa, as well as their evil representative, Devin Reynolds. This needs to be our top priority. That's another excellent point, Stephen Miller. Could George Soros be funding treasonous un-American activities through Adventureland Park in Altoona, Iowa? We won't know until we stop Devin Reynolds and his dastardly crusade. Oh, well, thank you for noticing. It's actually Crisp Onyx by Maybelline. Well, it's time to move on. Thank you for coming, and goodbye, Stephen Miller. Next, I would like to get the opinion of the average human American. Please welcome to the show, average MAGA member, Cletus Biff-Tanager.
Barack Obama put laser-guided mind control nanites in every single Russian potato.
How should we fix America?
By taking on all them kombucha-smoking, slack-typing, baby-drinking liberals.
As your vice president, I will start with that evil left-wing terrorist organization, the Adventureland Park in Altoona, Iowa.
You go get him, Mr. Vice. Wait, I'm sorry, what was that last bit?
So you agree that the Adventureland Park in Altoona, Iowa, along with their evil leader, Devin Reynolds, may have had it in for Charlie Kirk?
I don't know what that is.
Do you like donuts?
Sometimes.
I consumed really bad donuts at the Adventureland Park in Altoona, Iowa. I blame left-wing radicals.
For the donuts?
That's all the time we have for you.
What?
Okay, goodbye. Who else out there enjoys turning food into waste products? My next guest is the most evil person in the entirety of the country and is quite possibly responsible for the mess the United States is currently in. Please welcome to the show, Devin Reynolds of Altoona, Iowa.
What the hell? Where am I?
We meet again, Devin. Why am I here? You are here to answer for your crimes, for all the heinous evil you've done in the name of the radical left.
What are you talking about?
It is abundantly clear that you and the evil liberal left-wing Democrat organization, the Adventureland Park in Altoona, Iowa, are conspiring against America.
Adventure? Dude, I worked there for a summer 8 years ago.
Fomenting anti-American sentiment along with George Soros and the Ford Foundation, no doubt.
What the hell is happening right now?
Are you using your go-karts to transport drag queens full of vaccine-laced fentanyl across the border?
Go-kart? Wait a minute, I remember you!
All memories will be scrubbed as humanity shifts from the left-leaning ideal of independent thought into the right-wing ideal of mindless toil in service to a higher authority. The Glalthian Mining Consortium promises the destruction of the old world in favor of the new.
June 2017, you and your buddies were drunk as hell trying to get me to sell you one of the go-karts.
So the truth is revealed.
And then when I said I couldn't do it, you started crying so hard that you threw up and then shat yourself.
What?
Yeah. You were screaming, I want it! Give me what I want!
while constantly puking and duking on yourself. Okay, good. We don't need to go over all the details. And then your friend came over to see what was wrong. You told him what happened, and then he started puking and duking, which made you puke and duke even more. Please stop. Eventually, it got so bad that the entirety of Adventureland got swept up in the puke and duke, and the whole park became a biohazard for like 3 months. We had to shut down in order to clean up all your puke and duke. Well, that's all the time we have for the show tonight. Please join us next week when our guest will be Kevin Sorbo's acting coach, a 2x4 from Home Depot. Thanks for joining us, and remember, how long has the talk show worked? What was that? The hell you mean Kimmel's coming back? Oh dear Lord, did you duke on yourself again? Okay, goodbye!
J.D. Vance, that is the name I have. If you say J.D. Vance, then you have said my name, the name.
Rothschilds, J.D. Vance. Had to pause it there because of the music, the copyright stuff. Awesome. Yeah, go subscribe. That was really good. Okay, a story. So many to choose from. We'll get this breaking news out, well, fairly breaking news out of the way. First, just about Nicolas Sarkozy. Have been found guilty and sentenced to 5 years in prison. How's about that? Quite incredible. Just goes to show. Yeah, and it's all around this nefarious business with Muammar Gaddafi, the former Libyan leader. Just pull up the story. There we go. So yeah, he was the leader of France between 2007. There we go. Yeah, he was back then taking a shitload of cash from Libya. But he was acquitted of all other charges, including passive corruption and illegal campaign financing. The ruling means he will spend time in jail even if he launches an appeal, which he intends to do. He said the verdict is extremely serious for rule of law. Now look, he's been caught out banged to rights. And in the same week that we've heard about this slush fund in Labour during Keir Starmer's campaign, Morgan McSweeney and all of that. Now, this case of this kind of corruption is not exclusive, it's by any means. It's just one of, unfortunately, too many. And you look at, it's a good thing, the conviction, but it's been over a decade, 13 years, since he left office. But it appears that justice have been served. Also his wife, he's married to former supermodel and singer, the Italian Carna Brunei Sarkozy, was also charged with hiding evidence that linked to the case. Tisk tisk. I think if I'm right, he was also embroiled in some scandal when he was in office concerning certain parties with the Italian Prime Minister at the time as well, Berlusconi, who died recently as well, Silvio Berlusconi. But I want to see more of this. In the UK, around Europe, certainly in the United States of America. Because it's difficult to name a so-called developed country, a Western country, whatever you'd like to call it, a capitalist country where the leaders haven't been involved in some sort of corruption, be it bribery, bungs, this kind of thing, or just generally poor moral behaviour. Just wanted to quickly whiz through that one. That was a thing that happened. Before I get into more, I'll get into some more clips and things now. Don't like scrolling through articles as much on the streams. Got a lot to talk about here. But just, I guess, finally on that, scepticism about whether he will serve a proper sentence. 5 years it was. Let me know in the chats, or if you're watching back later on. Hastily moving on to the next subject. Where should we go now? We'll go to the US will do some Donald Trump batshit crazy stuff. There is going to be a new Donald Trump feature. By the way, people, to abandon the Trump and Musk batshit crazy circus after Musk left. They fell out. It seems to have made up now, apparently. That's another topic though. First off, well, I guess we can combine Trump and another story. Maybe to try and save some time, because there's a lot to get through this evening. So the Jimmy Kimmel thing. Yeah, his show was pulled. He was fired. Huge boycott against Disney. They lost a good chunk of stock, good chunk of money as well. I believe around $8 billion. That decision cost them because of the boycotts. Well done, people power. Anybody who unsubscribed from Disney Plus or anything like that. I detest Disney, so I'd never subscribe in the first place, personally. But then the official story from Washington was, oh no, of course, it was just that he was having problems with the ratings. We didn't have anything to do with it. Don't look at us. But then after it was reinstated, Trump put out a post on Truth Social, which it probably was, threatening to have it pulled again. Can't even keep his story straight. Yeah, so he is back, and there was this cameo appearance from Robert De Niro as well in this skit. So I hope you enjoy this. It's really good. But it just goes to show people that boycott worked, and if you want to hit the big corporations, hit them in the fucking pocket, because that's all they care about. All they care about is money. Take the toys away.
Speech, it ain't free no more.
What? It's not free no more?
Yeah, we're charging by the word now.
You're charging by the word? How much are you charging?
It depends on what you want to say. Like, you want to say something nice about the president's beautiful, thick yellow hair, or how he can do his makeup better than any broad. That's free.
Okay. All right. That seems reasonable.
But if you want to do a joke like he's so fat he needs 2 seats on the Epstein jet, that's for the course.
Okay. Can I just ask, just for clarity, because it's a pretty good joke, how much would that one cost me?
A couple of fingers, maybe a tooth, a pen. You know how constipated he is.
So is this how things are going to go from now on?
We also got a new motto at the FCC. Sticks and stones may break your bones.
And?
And?
Well, the rest of that is, but I think, but words can never harm you.
Well, they can harm you now. Let's make sure you pick the right words. Capiche?
Okay, yeah, I guess I capiche, but I don't think, oh, it sounds like you got a call there, huh?
Hi, handsome. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry, Mr. President. Okay. You got it, sir. You got it. Bye.
What did he say?
Look, I got to go. A couple of cases of Tylenol fell off a truck, and now I got to figure out how to put autism in them.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that sounds tricky. So good luck with that.
Robert De Niro, he's still got it. Good to see that Jimmy Kimmel's still got his show as well. Yeah, the whole paracetamol, Tylenol thing. Pure lunacy. It started off with RFK Jr. coming out with this stuff. Ludicrous claim. For anybody who doesn't know by now, they've tried to link Tylenol, paracetamol consumption by pregnant women to autism in children. There's no scientific backing to this whatsoever. If you're going to take advice on this sort of stuff, take it from a doctor, don't take it from a Republican politician. The fact that he thinks he can just go on TV and announce this stuff without any evidence whatsoever. As Trumpian a move as ever. Do you remember last time with the COVID and the inject bleach and the stuff about injecting light? Because light kills COVID. Let's just say that biology, medicine, anything to do with science whatsoever should be kept as separate as possible. Graham, thank you very much for that super chat. Viva Viva Palestina. Yeah, a few bits to catch up with where Gaza and Palestine are concerned as well. That's the state of Palestine, very pleased to say. And whilst I'm down in London, actually, speaking of the recognition of a Palestinian state, whilst I'm down in London next weekend, that is the weekend after, in 8 days, for the Defend Our Juries protest, which I'll be covering. I'm going to try and pop by the Palestinian embassy. That'll be good. Okay, so it wasn't just paracetamol. I mean, there's a compilation of clips here of the things he said at the UN. Said things about Sadiq Khan, the London mayor of London. Is it London? An all-out attack on renewable energy, which is again dismissed as a hoax, as well as climate change itself in general. Yeah, I'm racking my brain here, just even trying to work out what some of the other stuff was about, but we'll go through the clip. Of the apparent lowlights, this is. Oh, God.
The teleprompter is not working, and whoever's operating this teleprompter is in big trouble. I ended 7 wars, dealt with the leaders of each and every one of these countries, and never even received a phone call from the United Nations offering to help. All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen.
She would have fallen. She could have been seriously injured if she wasn't in such great shape as to be able to navigate a malfunctioning escalator. Okay.
But she's in great shape. These are the 2 things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter. Everyone says that I should get the Nobel Peace Prize for each one of these achievements. The #1 political issue of our time.
Everyone says that. No. What, for pretending that you ended 7 wars that you didn't end?
The crisis of uncontrolled migration. It's uncontrolled. Your countries are being ruined. You have to end it now. See, I can tell you. I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell. I look at London, where you have a terrible mayor, terrible mayor. And it's been so changed. Now they want to go to Sharia law.
No, we don't. Not in London, not anywhere else in England or Britain. Nobody's calling for that. Nobody's calling. Last time around, it was the no-go areas, wasn't it? In London and in Birmingham, and they were saying, if you're English, you can't even go to these places in these cities. Complete bullshit. It's just complete bullshit.
We're getting rid of the falsely named renewables. By the way, they're a joke. They don't work. If you don't.
Well, Donald Trump's a joke, and I guess he doesn't work either. But this happened on the same day that China announced a massive new initiative to reduce CO2, and where China are concerned, they normally overachieve on their estimations with large-scale projects, things like this. They certainly did with wind and solar, by far 5-6 times higher energy producers than the United States. In fact, that gap's only going to widen as Trump shreds up renewables, like he just said then, but he's living in the past, and that's where America's going to be consigned to if Donald Trump gets his way, because China are just leagues ahead on renewables and other things as well. And that's the thing with Trump, with Margaret, it's so regressive. It's make America great again. This sentimentality, this nostalgia for a time that didn't exist. And they just want to go backwards all the time. Let's go back to the good old days. They don't want to go forwards. They don't want to make progress. They don't want to be heading into the future. They want to drag us back to things that have been proven to not work as well as things do now, or how people are proposing to do them in the future. And that's just a recipe for the, well, don't want to be hyperbolic in saying the death of a nation, but it's certainly going to have a massive impact on the United States of America, because China are leaving them in the dust at the moment. Certainly by the end of this century, they're likely to be the biggest economy in the world.
Get away from this green scam, your country is going to fail. And I'm really good at predicting things, you know. They actually said during the campaign they had a hat, the best-selling hat. Trump was right about everything.
Yeah, what about, oh yeah, you're going to solve the Ukraine-Russia conflicts within the first week? Or was it within the first day? I'll just make a couple of phone calls and then it'll be done. That's what he said. Predicting things. How did that wall go? The big wall that the Mexicans were going to pay for? He predicted that. How did that go? He predicted he'd win the election the second time he stood. He was wrong about that as well. And then he threw his toys out the pram. Incited an attempt to overthrow the United States government. But even that wasn't enough to put people off voting for this arsehole again.
And I don't say that in a braggadocious way, but it's true.
Braggadocious,
I've been right about
that's a word.
Everything.
Braggadocious.
In the United States, we have still radicalized environmentalists, and they want the factories to stop. Everything should stop. No more cows. We don't want cows anymore. I guess they want to...
What the fuck is he talking? No, yeah, regular viewers will know that I'm part of Just Stop Oil. I'm not aware of any Just Stop Cows. Well, you have animal rights groups, obviously. You have Animal Rising, for example. But is he talking about the discontinuation of cows as a species? Is that what he thinks people are proposing? And just, yeah, no factories. That's what Marx was all about, wasn't it? That's what Karl Marx wanted. Or no, maybe it was just more about the distribution of profit, where that was concerned, not actually getting rid of all the factories. What is he talking about? And then it gets worse. There's a part in this, he's trying to describe something, doing that thing he always does with his hands when he's trying to describe something, the sort of the invisible beach ball thing, if you want to call it that. It's slightly different from the opening and closing the invisible curtains, which he does in between. And then he starts to look, he just looks, I don't know how to describe it. I think this guy's driving me insane.
kill all the cows. We have a border, strong,
This
and
is
we
it.
have a shape.
About the border, the shape of the border. We have a border, strong. He does his own brackets or whatever. No, he's reading the teleprompter, and he's actually read out an instruction rather than part of the script. Because it'll say, like, heavy emphasis or strong on this or whatever. I think Corbyn actually accidentally did it once, but that's probably why he said strong there. We have a border, strong. We've got strong borders. No, I think it's a teleprompter fuck up.
We have a border, strong, and we have a shape.
Shape?
And that shape doesn't just go straight up. That shape is amorphous when it comes to the atmosphere. But the problem...
What the fuck? Okay, I need just the tea and all is well. I'm going to attempt to analyse that statement as best as I can. Being somewhat of a cunning linguist, it's so which border is he referring to?
And that shape doesn't just go straight...
Is he talking about the shape of America? Is he talking about the shape of the border? What, the border with Mexico? Obviously, he's always going on about the border with Mexico. Assuming he's not talking about Canada. Or the shape of the country. My point is, neither of those matches the shape he was making with his hands. Whether it's the shape of the country or the shape of either of those borders. Just...
We have a border, strong, and we have a shape. And that shape doesn't just go straight up. That shape is amorphous.
It's amorphous. It doesn't go straight up. It's amorphous. What's he... What's the message? What's the message here? Actually, I did say that might have been a problem with the teleprompter, but that wasn't working, which has led to this disastrous improvised effort from Donald Trump here. He's clearly a misunderstood genius. Yeah. Oh. Strung like an accordion. Just reading a few comments in the chat out. Doc Davies, great to see you. We've got DJ Super Tiny as well. Idiosyncrasy. Graham Turner. Full Mar Music also. This is, wow. Wow.
When it comes to the atmosphere.
The shape of the country, the atmosphere. This apparently is supposed to debunk climate science. I think. Just because he mentioned the atmosphere at the end there. But apart from that, if anyone knows the full context, let me know. I've only seen that part of it in this compilation clip, which came from Ziteo, in case you can't tell. But, my goodness me. There's more. I'm just going to have to try and prepare myself for it. I have a Tylenol.
But the problem is that other countries, like China, which has air that's a little bit rough...
China.
It's
a bit. So it's not like the smooth American air that you. Yeah. Breathing those fumes, kids. Oh yes. The air in China is a little bit rough. They're going to be reducing their CO2 levels by more than the entirety of the output of the annual, that is, of the United Kingdom. Somewhere around 1.4 billion tonnes.
Blows. And no matter what you're doing down here, the air up here tends to get very dirty because it comes in from other countries where their air isn't so clean. Let us defend.
The words. Okay, I'll just remind myself of the order of those words.
And no matter what you're doing down here, the air up here.
No matter what you're doing down here, so he's talking about ground level, okay, or sea level.
Tends to get very dirty.
It gets dirty because it comes in from other countries. And that's a one-way thing, is it? Not that it is a thing. So the countries who produce the dirty air, their own air is entirely clean, is it? Because it's blown away to other countries that don't have any pollution. Is that what he's saying? Is that what he's implying? And that it's... So when basically America's choking on its own fumes, figuratively speaking, well, which will become literally with the drill baby drill stuff. Well, not that it's going to be him, but someone will be blaming China, will they? Oh, it blew over here, we're not making it by burning all these fossil fuels. No, it just blew over here from China, and that's why their air's so... Just ignore all the renewables that they've got.
Because it comes in from other countries where their air isn't so clean. Let us defend free speech and free expression. Let us protect religious liberty, including for the most persecuted religion on the...
What's he? Oh, no. He's going to say it, isn't he? He's going to say it.
Planet today, it's called Christianity.
Oh. Is it okay? Is it a religion that's under threat? I'll just do it. I'll get some more precise numbers here. Just very quickly, 1 second, because I'm a stickler for a stats. And I'm going to do this globally, not in the United States. The ever-threatened Christian white man, isn't it? Yeah. I won't bring up the page I'm just looking at here. Just wanted to clarify the numbers, but it is still Christianity that's the most practiced religion in the world by some 1/3 of a billion people. Which just happens to be approximately the population of the United States of America, doesn't it? Yes, so 1.3 billion people around the world practice Christianity, followed shortly by Islam with 1 billion, and then it sort of drops off somewhat after that. But it doesn't seem to be under threat, Donald. The threatened white Christian, of course. It's Christianity.
It's called Christianity.
He's the one who went over and kissed that wall. Wow. Okay, brain-frying stuff there from Donald Trump. But he did mention Sadiq Khan and all of that. Complete bollocks. One thing I forgot to mention, obviously, Sharia law is not going to come to the United Kingdom. Why he's having a go at Sadiq Khan over migration, I've no idea, because that doesn't concern him whatsoever. He's more of a municipal planning kind of guy, you know, the buses and your bins, the sewage, utilities, this sort of thing. He would also deal with, obviously, council business, bylaws, but where national migration policy is concerned, he doesn't have any say officially whatsoever, because he's not a member of parliament. And he did actually respond directly to Trump's comments. Let's hear from the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan.
I appear to be living rent-free inside Donald Trump's head.
Are those comments Islamophobic?
Listen, when people say things, when people act in a certain way, when people behave in a certain way, you've got to believe them.
So you're saying he is Islamophobic?
I think President Trump has shown he is racist, he is sexist, he is misogynistic, and he's Islamophobic.
Quite right. He doesn't do a very good job at trying to hide that either. So he spoke for an hour in total, apparently, Trump. Hard to pick out what the worst or strangest thing just from that compilation was. I'm going to have to go with the the renewables, the climate science thing. Obviously, that is my paramount prerogative as a climate activist, as it should be everybody's top concern at the moment. But his interpretation, it just absolutely goes against the very fibre of my being, people. Brain-racking stuff. Bus in London is £3. Super Tiny saying in other places £7. Well, it's actually only £2 here in Manchester. Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham, who won't be running for, let's throw this nonsense out the window straight up, he won't be going as Labour leader. Under Labour Party rules, you have to be a Member of Parliament. He's not a Member of Parliament. I don't think he's going to stand down as Mayor of London just for a shot. Not for like guaranteed becoming leader, for a shot. A lot of hyperbole about that in the media as well. But yeah, just on the buses, one thing he stood up to Starmer about was the increase in bus fares, going up 50%. As Super Tiny reminded us in a lot of places, £3, even higher in other places. But still only £2 on the B network here in Manchester. Yeah, that was my quick 2 cents on the whole Andy Burnham thing. If you want it from someone actually from where Andy Burnham is mayor of. Now, he's not perfect. I have my criticisms of him. I do agree with him on a lot of things. I bumped into him on a couple of occasions myself, actually. Not sat down and had any deep conversations with him. Just a quick minute here and there. But what I do know is he's way better than Starmer. In terms of his principle, he would be better as a Prime Minister. Yeah, but I don't think it's coming in the pipeline anytime soon. Labour's so full of careerists now, also. Nobody, not a single one of them would give up the seat so that Andy Burnham could come in. It's not that kind of parachuting that's going on, you know, it's all the yes men and careerists, all the Starmerites. That's all that's left. And not a single one of them is going to give up their seat for someone who could challenge Keir Starmer. Probably some of them have got their eyes on a challenge themselves. Because I'm sticking by my original prediction that I made recently. He'll be out by June 26. Scandal after scandal after scandal, and now this digital ID thing, which I'll get onto in just a moment. Most of you at the moment in the poll, by 64 to 36, think it'll be his poll tax moment. Please keep voting in that poll if you've joined us, if you've not voted yet. I'll use that opportunity to segue into that story then. This just came out today. I'll go through a few of the points. But speaking of the wars of Starmer and Labour and scandals and so on, I'll get into Morgan McSweeney as well during this part of the stream. So, compulsory. It is mandatory. Papieren bitten. Digital ID. Well, Tony Blair had a bash at it. Didn't go well. Nobody wants it. And this, I'm so convinced. I don't know if it's because he knows now that politics isn't his game. He maybe wants to go back to law or doing something else, or just enjoying a series of holidays at the expense of his Israeli lobbyists. I don't know. But he seems to want out because, well, we only have to go back, what, even 3 weeks? So we had the Angela Rayner, Deputy Prime Minister, having to resign. And the week after, it was the thing with Mandy and the letters to Epstein and all of that business. And now this week, the Morgan McSweeney thing about this slush fund for campaign money. He's officially going to announce this tomorrow. Even though earlier this month he said in an interview that he thought the debate had moved on and said we all carry a lot more digital ID now than we did 20 years ago, and he thinks that psychologically it plays a different part. And so is this just because everyone's talking about the Morgan McSweeney thing as a distraction? Because it's certainly not going to be effective. If he's trying to do, well, he is trying to do this to pretend he's being effective on immigration, because he's all about, you know, stop the boats and this isn't going to stop a single boat from coming over. The clue is sort of in the definition, Keith. I thought you might be semi-familiar with definitions, and, you know, if you're a big legal eagle. I don't know if you've ever been the Director of Public Prosecutions. But when they come here, if they start to work, we refer to them as undocumented migrants, undocumented workers. So if they are employed by someone who doesn't take their personal details. They don't need any identification, any of the ones that we have at the moment. Passport, driver's license, citizen's ID card, these things, birth certificates, whatever. They're not going to really give a piss frig about a new form of ID. That'll just be the latest in a list of things that undocumented migrants and undocumented workers don't have, because, drumroll please, they are undocumented. So it's not going to do anything. It's not going to be a deterrent. That's for sure. Because yes, there are outlying cases. It's not like Farage says, it's not like Starmer's saying as well. A crisis. Which is just pure xenophobia. So if somebody comes here, not officially processed, they don't officially seek asylum, by whatever means they manage to get onto the shores of this country, find their way into a job, but they're not registered as an employee, they're not registered for national insurance. And by such, that also means that they can't claim benefits as well, in case any of you needed reminding about that. But yeah, anybody who would employ those people won't care if they don't have digital ID. Keith. So that's his response. His response to all those scandals to try and get a boost in the polls, which last time we looked was at a record low approval of 11%. And he brings this out. And it's not just that people aren't calling for it, they absolutely deplore the idea of it. Wholesale, across the board. Socialist, capitalist, left, right, whatever. We can all agree it's a bad idea, apart from this neoliberal shite, of course. And it wasn't in the manifesto. That's another point. And I guess part of it, like I just said, is to cover up for this latest scandal. Morgan McSweeney and the 730 grand that wasn't declared. It was a slush fund for Keir Starmer's leadership campaign. It was also used to undermine Jeremy Corbyn's tenure as Prime Minister. I have an article from the Canary here, so I'll just go through that. So on the 20th of September, the Daily Mail reported that Chief of Staff Morgan McSweeney is facing the threat of a police investigation. There are claims that he supported Starmer's political ambitions by hiding 730 grand in political donations to the Labour Together group. While these donations were eventually declared, it's alleged new evidence shows the excuses given for their late submission was bogus. It was a bag of shite. That's been known for some time, as others have highlighted online. He originally got a £14,000 £250 fine. But a lot of people think that there should be further reprimand for this. And apparently he really pushed hard to get Mandy to the position of ambassador to the UK, and also to keep his job after these revelations came out. They all knew about this beforehand. That's why Keir Starmer's currently aging by the hour. You know, he knows just how much awful stuff that the Labour Party is sitting on now. People like Mandy and McSweeney, who's also reportedly been blamed for the delay in sacking the Labour grandee, as he advised the Prime Minister that he should stick by Mandy despite others in the party calling for him to go. One source told Politico everyone was like, this is looking really bad for the Prime Minister, and Morgan was like, no, we need to defend him. There you go. Just look at what you're defending, Morgan McSweeney. He's abhorrent. It's one of these. I guess you could put him in the same camp as Dominic Cummings, you know, Labour's version of Dominic Cummings or whatever. Unelected, real nasty piece of work. Completely immoral. This is disgusting. He's got to go. Starmer's got to go. McSweeney's got to go. I think this will be his poll tax moment. Will people be taken to the streets? I'm not sure. If the revolt against this, that is, could be as big as, I'll just try and think of an example or two recently, the EU demonstration, perhaps. A lot of the Palestine demos, of course. Or maybe even the pro/anti-vaccine demos as well. Could this be anything to do with Israel? It's not been suggested, but I wouldn't be surprised. Would you really put anything past them at this point? I certainly wouldn't. Yeah, so essentially digital ID will be / would be a compulsory card that you'd have to have on you. It'll have your personal information, so on and so forth. And there'll be authoritarian punishments for anybody who's stopped and fails to present one. Mandatory for everybody over the age of 18. At the moment, it's not mandatory for you to have a passport. It's not mandatory for you to have a driver's license. Obviously. Don't know what the proposed legislation might be. Fines, prison sentences, who knows? Yes, Aaron. Declassified did do a bit about that. That's one video I've got to catch up with. There's so many at the moment. I mean, just look at what's gone on this week. It's been very difficult to keep up, as well as, of course, providing you with quality video content here on the channel. How is it digital? There'll be like a chip in the card with all your info on. And also Keir Starmer said something websites. Might as well be barcode tattoos, you know, really. Can we have a few flags on the ID? Oh, God. Oh, speaking of which, do you remember I played the clip of a council worker trying to take down one of the flags and some arsehole came over and tried to pull the ladder out from underneath him? I actually went past that junction. Like I said, it's a popular route here in Manchester. Well, that's just north actually, but yeah, it's still up. I couldn't fucking believe it. I thought, well, at least that flag's going to be taken down. But no, it's still there. And I'm 100% certain it is where I think it is. 100% certain. It's at the end of Bolton Road. I'll try and remember if I'm going past there again. Can't fucking believe it. It's like a council worker nearly broke his neck for the flag to stay up. Well, I guess you couldn't blame him for not wanting to get up the ladder again, just in case some other arsehole come running round from Ellesmere shopping centre and try to kick the ladder out from underneath you. Fucking hell. Good to see you having a lively chat about the digital ID cards. Keep it up. For anybody who's just joining us, if you're not subscribed, hit subscribe. You can join the live chat just 60 seconds later. God. Okay, we'll move on because there's other stuff to get through. What next? Yeah, before we get on to Gaza, well, I guess we could try and segue this in somehow. A couple of suspicious things going on, or quite suspicious. I'll just have a quick catch up with the Kirk shooting, the alleged suspect, the circumstances surrounding all of that, and a few curious things, as well as the ICE thing. More messages written on bullets, if you want to believe that, for 2 seconds. Nah. Curiouser and curiouser. Okay, so it's a couple of cases on the go now for My Left Private Eye. Updated the video here a bit as well for anybody who's noticed.
One more question, sir, about those sacks of gold.
Oh wow, a police chase!
Okay, people. 2 open cases at the moment on my left eye, my left private eye. The first one, yeah, the Kirk shooting. I went through a bit of that on Sunday. I'm still fairly adamant that Tyler Robinson is some sort of patsy. I'm still fairly adamant that the shot came from Charlie Kirk's right-hand side. However, what's emerged since I was last with you, did see some video footage earlier, but forgot to render it, so I'll just quickly talk through it. But it does show apparently multiple people on the roofs. One such person was caught on camera. Now get this, people, the footage in question lasted until literally a couple of seconds before the shot rang out. It's backed up by other eyewitness testimony that somebody dressed in all black, who looked trained, militant that is, appeared to be lying in position on the roof with a mask on, head to toe in black. This was also reported by a police officer at the time, actually. There's been some police radio recordings that have emerged that confirm these eyewitness accounts, and here's why that matters, people. Not only obviously does it give more weight to the theory, to the suspicions that there was more than one person on the roofs of those buildings, but also the fact, you know, this person wasn't wearing, it's clearly not Robinson, who was, we're told, we're led to believe, was wearing a t-shirt and jeans at the time, no mask. I won't go back into all of the stuff over the possible dismantling of weapons, location of the rifle. We've been through all that sort of stuff before, but this thing that's emerging now, I think it's just getting clearer and clearer. I want to dismiss something as well. There've been a few suggestions lately that perhaps the shot came from behind Kirk, but that's been pretty much debunked now. I think what was initially seen as some blood splatter has been confirmed to have been an earpiece or something like that. But it's not how it's officially been described to us. B-Cat, thanks for joining us. Soul Life's with us as well. Ruth Guthrie, hope you well. Good to see a few people join us in the chat. Vicky Clee. I do have to put that on live chat as well, actually. The one that's on the screen is on live chat. I just need to change mine. Have we had a raid? Well, if we have, welcome from the raid. Or maybe just a few people jumping in at the same time. Yo, yo. Vote in the poll as well if you just joined us, please. We just debated earlier if digital ID will be Keir Starmer's poll tax moment. That's more or less the update I wanted to give on the Kirk thing. Just remember there's this person dressed head to toe in black, seen lying on the roof, running across a roof towards the right of Kirk. You're on A Difficult Truth. But it wasn't a raid. Thanks for the update. Yeah, I'll leave that there for the Kirk stuff. Onto this ICE thing now. We're told the assailant was left-wing. It is still one person who's been killed and 2 were injured, is that right? I'm not sure if there's been any change in the injured people's condition. But this was a thing, and then apparently they found, again, it's all the rage at the moment, writing on bullets. And apparently they found a clip of 5 of them that said anti-ICE on them. People like J.D. Vance and others, politicians, have gone straight on TV about this, completely forgetting that courts are a thing, about due process or anything like that. Just judge, jury and executioner. This reeks as well. Why would a pro-migrant shoot at migrants? Why would someone who's anti-ICE shoot at migrants? There's your first thing. Is it your birthday? It's Vicky's birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah, let's all wish Vicky happy birthday in the chat, people. Moshi, you're with us as well. How you doing? Hope we're all brewing well this evening. Where was I? Yeah, this is really suspicious now. I mean, what is with this writing on bullets thing now? What's the next one gonna... The next one's literally just gonna say... He it's gonna be... They're just gonna get so lazy at this point. It'll just say, he was left-wing. We found these bullets and it literally says he was left-wing on them. Case closed. It'll be one of these other woke trannies, whatever. The scare against socialism continues in the United States. But how's about this? $1,200 detainees have disappeared from Alligator Alcatraz. Is that right? Goodness me. It's pretty much just lynching at this point, let's be honest. America's domestic policy. Incredible. Yeah, that's more or less a good summary of the official story as well, though, Vicky. We found these. He didn't actually target the ICE people. He couldn't shoot for shit. But he was left-wing because it suits the narrative for us. As far as false flag operations go, you have to put this in the lazy column, I think. It's like, God, haven't you even done this before? Yeah, good point there. Soul Life. It's almost like the FBI is reminding us that it's always been historically anti-left. That one's a bit far out there though, Andy. I know you're only joking though. It was a hologram of Kirk on stage. He lives, and and he'll make his return as the Messiah. Behold, the martyr has returned. Thine will be done, great martyr. So yeah, at least the Kirk one was at least half an effort, but this ICE one, really, it's like something out of fucking season 8 of Game of Thrones as far as story writing is concerned. Narrative. I don't have any clips regarding the ICE thing. Just wanted to cram that into my left private eye. So they're the two currents, as I said, open cases. Keep you up to speed with those. And on that note, I'll use that as an excuse to play the theme music again. Well, the video.
One more question, sir, about those sacks of gold.
Oh wow, a police chase!
We're coming in! Open this door!
My left private eye will return soon. Yeah, I still need to do a bit of work on that video. It's not bad. I mean, just threw it together. Okay. Where to next? Where to next? Well, this kind of carries on from my left private eye a little. It just concerns that confession from the Israeli soldier. I'll play the clip for anybody who hasn't seen it on the latest video, which came out today. It went public today, that is. Pertaining to this confession. Was there a stand-down order? Well, it appears that there was. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. It looks like Charlie Kirk was right about this one. Make sure that you leave us a comment on that video, by the way. And I'm sure that if you've not seen it, you'll put it on your watch list. Here's the main confession.
בבוקר 7 באוקטובר, אתה במוצב. אצלנו ה-7 באוקטובר מתחיל לפני 6:30.
This is an IDF soldier, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that.
אני הייתי לוחם במחלקת מרגמות בגדוד 13, גולני, ובאותו לילה אני, יותם סרור, הסמל שלי תמר בן יהודה, זיכרונו לברכה, שלושתנו עושים לילה לבן. הרשינו לעצמנו בשבתות וחגים במיוחד לעשות לילה לבן עד לכוננות עם שחר, ואתם יודעים, יש לנו זמן לישון מחלקת מרגמות עד לכוננות הבאה. אז ב-5:20 בבוקר אנחנו יושבים ליד הקשר כדי לא להעיר מאזין, והסמג"ד שלי, ניר בוינפלק, שגם הוא נפצע קשה וברוך השם הוא שרד, פתאום עולה בקשר בהודעה מוזרה. כל התחנות, לא יודע למה, לא יודע איך, משהו בסגנון הזה, אין סיור בגדר עד 9 בבוקר.
באיזה שעה זה?
5:20 בבוקר.
So this is the actual recording of the order, but like you said there, over an hour before the attack happened, they were told to fuck off, basically. They were ordered to. Abandon your posts.
אני חוזר שוב, עד 9 בבוקר ואל מול הערכת המצב, אף כלי לא לבורמה. נמצאים בנקודות זינוק אחוריות, מהנחת חטיבה, לא יודע בדיוק למה, לא שואל יותר מדי, זאת ההנחיה, זה מה שאנחנו עושים.
קצת לפני שהכל מתחיל. ואיתמר דופק לנו פרצוף כזה של מה? ואתה יודע, אנחנו חיילים פשוטים סך הכל, לוחמים. לא מפקדים ולא קצינים שנוכל לשאול שאלות, זו הוראה של הסמג"ד. מקבלים את הפקודה הזאת ולא שואלים שאלות. הורדת פקודה רגילה. ובאמת, אחרי שעה, 6:30, פתאום...
Sorry that the clip ends so abruptly there. But like he says, yeah, 6:30 in the morning, the sirens started. And the order came from the Deputy Battalion Commander, of all people. So that's pretty high up. I have made mention in the past that it's been suspected that there could be a possibility Israel might have had something to do with the Kirk assassination. And was it because he started to ask questions like this? Just show you this. I've used bits of this clip before in other content, but here's more or less the full thing from BPD appearance he made shortly after, just 3 days after actually, the October 7th attacks.
Many times, the whole country's a fortress. When I first heard this story, I still had the same gut instinct that I did initially. I find it's very hard to believe.
He's going to describe how when you go, it's that well defended normally, that heavily armed, that there's no way that you could just waltz in as Hamas is supposed to have done. The door was left wide open.
I've been to that Gaza border. You cannot go 10 feet without running into a 19-year-old with an AR-15 or an automatic machine gun that is an IDF soldier, right? The whole country is surveilled. And so let me just kind of go through this. We don't talk about Israeli politics very often, and most Americans don't know this. The last 9 months, Israel was on the brink of civil war. It's not an exaggeration. This judicial stuff, there were hundreds of thousands of Israelis taking to the streets because Bibi Netanyahu was basically redefining the Israeli constitution. That's not an exaggeration, right? He said the judicial branch has too much power. There were protests planned this week against Netanyahu, where they anticipated tens of thousands of people to take to the streets. That's all gone, Patrick. Netanyahu now has an emergency government and a mandate to lead. I'm not willing to go so far that saying that Netanyahu knew or there was intelligence here, but I think some questions need to be asked. Was there a stand down order? Was there a stand down order? 6 hours? I don't believe it. Israel's the size of New Jersey. When I took a helicopter ride from Jerusalem to the Gaza border, it's 45 minutes. Wow. 6 hours. They're live streaming the killing of Jews. Did somebody in the government say stand down? That is a legitimate, non-conspiracy question. The whole country is the IDF. The whole country is. Yeah. And you're trying to tell me that they're going to concerts and kibbutzes and schools and by reports 6 hours. Let's say it's 3 hours.
That's suspect. Go ahead, Rob.
It's also not like a right-wing reporting. This is from the New York Times. The long wait for help as massacre unfolds in Israel.
9
I can't think of a more liberal news outlet than the New
And now we know. And now we know. Well, he said it himself, the whole country's IDF. And I guess that brings us on to the latest in Gaza. Do share your thoughts about that clip with me, by the way. I'd love to hear your feedback. Do have to move on though, time is pressing, people. You'll enjoy this. I hope you'll enjoy this as much as I did. This Israeli spokesperson appeared on television in Italy, who've been in the news quite a bit recently. I'll get on to the naval effort from Italy and Spain to protect the flotilla in just a little bit. But do enjoy this Italian commentator ripping shreds into this spokes. Mi piace molto bene.
No, 22.000 guerrieri di Hamas, ma è una guerra, è una guerra.
Non è una guerra, non è una guerra, avete un esercito, avete un'intelligence che è la miglior guerra, siete sempre stati aggressori dei palestinesi, volete la terra dei palestinesi.
Non ci interessa la terra dei palestinesi.
L'avete sempre voluta.
Non abbiamo mai voluto la terra dei palestinesi. Lei parla di cose di cui non capisce niente.
Allora, però i numeri sono i numeri riconosciuti da tutta la comunità internazionale.
Che sono sempre
loro se ne fottono della comunità internazionale. Loro se ne fottono dell'ONU, se ne fottono di tutto. Hai capito? E nessuno...
Ha mai fatto il
guardi, non parta da qui perché le racconto tutte le invasioni israeliane alla Palestina, eh? Non parta da questo punto. Perché voi sono secoli che state mandando via i palestinesi. A dei palestinesi non conosci niente, mi dispiace. Sei qui e fai una figura di merda.
Allora, calma. Allora, calma però, Enzo, perché...
Non mi calmo.
Ehi, oh. Calma, piano, no? That's the, what do you call it, the host having to interject there. He's on point here, loving this passion.
Non ti calmi, lo capisco quello che provi, perché anche io mi sento, diciamo, come dire, molto partecipe di quello che sta succedendo.
Ma guardate, 50.000 sono soldati di Hamas, anche i bambini avevano il Kalashnikov, i bambini.
Definisci bambino.
Allora, scusate,
definisco bambino? Sì. Vergognati! Definisco bambino? Li hai visti le mamme con le...
Define that's wow. Define children. Well, it generally means people under the age of 18. Doesn't define children. That's how he's trying to wriggle out of these atrocities. Let's remember that almost a third of the casualties have been children. That's just an outrageous thing to say. Yeah, he's right. How dare you? How fucking dare you?
Caviglie dei via
quella per favore, l'abbiamo invitato.
Finisci bambino.
Allora, scusate,
hai fatto male a invitarlo, perché in questa guerra non ci deve essere un contraddittorio, perché non è una guerra, c'è solo un esercito. Non ci deve essere un contraddittorio, nessuno deve contraddire la verità che stiamo vedendo da mesi. Nessuno deve contraddire.
Signor Enzo, lei è un fascista.
Allora, scusi.
Cosa hai detto, stronzo? Vengo giù.
Calma. Che cosa
lo so che sei sotto.
Of course, I'm an arsehole. Stronzo. That's Italian for arsehole.
Sì,
cosa hai detto, stronzo? Vengo giù.
Calma. Che cosa
lo so che sei
I'll come downstairs and beat you up. I know you're just downstairs. Come on. You want some? Dai, andiamo. Let's go.
Signor Enzo, lei è un fascista.
He calls him a fascist. An Israeli is calling what I would suspect is a left-wing commentator calling him a fascist. Yeah, real mature. But they say, I know you're just downstairs. I'm going to come down there and tell you a fucking new one, pal.
Allora, scusi.
Cosa hai detto, stronzo? Vengo giù.
Calma. Che cosa
lo so che sei sotto
non
qua,
ho sentito. Che cosa ha detto?
Very good. Well done, that man. Sorry, I don't know who the commentator was. I would like to offer my congratulations to him. Might be well or better known in Italy. I'll have to try and find that out. Oh, bravo, molto bene. Bella, bella, ciao. Ciao, bella, bella, ciao, ciao, ciao. Bella, ciao, bella, ciao, bella, ciao, ciao, ciao. Come on, it's not too late for a sing-song, people. Moshi, what, you want to clip the Italian commentator? Is it that one? Just let me know, yeah. I'll send you that. I've got your mail. Yeah, and I will be getting back to you about that other thing as well. I just made that sound really suspicious, didn't I? Yes, about that weapons-grade plutonium you were asking me. No, that didn't happen. I'm joking, just to be very clear. All right. Nice one for throwing up the flags in the chat, people. Appreciate it. No problem, Moshi. I'll send you that one over soon as. Keep your eye on the inbox. Oh, come on. Just reading through the chat. But you want a piece of my feast? I don't know. Oh. Right, we'll move on. Still staying with Palestine, though. The state of Palestine, the official state of Palestine. Just a word from someone who needs no introduction, apart from I'll say his name came up in the chat about 2 minutes ago.
Yes, it is a huge step forward that Britain, after years and years of campaigning and pressure, has finally recognised Palestine and joined the 140 other nations that have done so. But, and this is a huge but, what are we recognising? A people under occupation, a genocide that's happening in real time in Gaza, and in the case of Britain, a country that maintains strong economic ties to Israel, continues security cooperation, supplying parts for F-35 jets, and allowing RAF bases to be used by Israeli planes as well as RAF planes. But what it does do is gives us the chance and the opportunity in Britain to put renewed demands and political pressure on the British government to end all the arms supplies and impose real economic sanctions against Israel. And in response to this, we're now organising the biggest ever demonstration in support of Palestine on October the 11th in London, because people are just so angry, unbelievably angry, when they see the images of children being starved to death, doctors crying because they cannot perform operations properly because they've got no antiseptic, anaesthetic equipment or anything else. And our Gaza Tribunal, which the Peace and Justice Project held for 2 days, 10 days ago, was devastating in the evidence that we collected of the legal action and of the way in which the Israeli bombing of Gaza is actually planned all around building of the Riviera, which Trump has been dreaming about. And so this is an opportunity to renew our political solidarity. It also actually further isolates the United States in global opinion, because the United States is the only real big country that still supports Israel. And so I think the pressure must be on. And my sympathies and solidarity to all the Palestinian campaigners all across the USA. You can do it, and we're with you, and we'll support you in any way we can to help force the administration change its policy.
Well said. Yeah, the Right Honourable Member of Parliament for Islington North, Jeremy Corbyn. Whilst we're on Corbyn as well, just quickly, I'll come on to the Your Party stuff in a moment. The launch is back on, apparently. The portal that was emailed out to people has been confirmed as legitimate this time. No confusion. So we'll see. I'm hoping we can put all of this this mess behind us. Yeah, so this flotilla, the Sumud Flotilla, the largest effort ever to get aid into Gaza, is now going to be backed up by 2 naval vessels from Italy and 1 from Spain. Now, there was huge uproar in Italy, a general strike, and again this reiterates people power, like we talked about earlier with the Jimmy Kimmel thing, the Disney Plus boycott, back to Palestine as well, the whole BDS movement in general. I think it was just yesterday I heard that Starbucks have announced they're having to close hundreds of more stores because of the boycott, for example. But when Italy didn't recognise Spain, this general strike hit the country hard. So to try and save face from that, I guess Giorgio Meloni's gone back on a word and actually made the right decision. And it's a very good point as well. I think I made this in a comment on social media earlier, that if someone like Meloni, who is openly right-wing, far-right, an open fascist, essentially, if they're willing to send out 2 naval vessels, but the UK isn't, then that just shows you how fully paid up Keir Starmer is. I've been calling for a British naval effort for some time now, even before the official recognition of Palestine. And the flotilla was attacked. That's another reason. This is an international effort, people from countries all around the world. There was a drone attack the other evening, and 11 of the vessels were damaged. Fortunately, just one of them was damaged to the extent that they couldn't continue the journey. But I'm assuming that all of the occupants would have just boarded other vessels anyway. Very scary stuff. Amongst the 11 vessels that were struck included the one that Greta Thunberg is aboard, as well as the grandson of the great Nelson Mandela himself. But now Italy and Spain are backing them up. Some people are hypothesising this could trigger some sort of wider war. But I say no, I say this is certainly positive. It's a unifying effort. I've brought up the fact that you could even see the Houthis getting involved. Who would have ever thought that you might potentially see Yemeni Houthis working in tandem with the Spanish and Italians, when Italy has such a far-right leader. Worth mentioning as well, of course, Spain is much more progressive these days. They certainly don't have a modern day Franco. In fact, they're amongst the countries as well, Spain, calling for Israel to be kicked out of major sporting competitions, football competitions, the Olympics, and also threatening to withdraw from the Eurovision Song Contest should Israel be allowed to participate. So certainly a strong effort being put up by the Spanish, who do recognise them as a state, of course. And I've got some great testimony here from someone else who was under attack from those Israeli drones, Ty Hickey, who put out this update/appeal.
Hi guys, I'm just in a little bit of disbelief this morning. I'm trying to make sense of everything. I wonder, would you be able to help me out? So you know Israel, right? The country currently on trial for suspected genocide. Like every human rights organisation across the board are calling it a genocide now. Even the UN and Bernie Sanders are calling it a genocide now. You know Israel, the country that has said they're going to do everything in their power to make sure that no harm comes to the participants of the global Sumud Flotilla. And I'm on one of those boats. Last night, weirdly, they bombed us. Like 11 of our boats were bombed. It was like drones overhead all night, explosions in the sky, like we were up all night being attacked in international waters. Like, just to give you a sense, guys, of our cargo, we're kind of a humanitarian mission, a non-violent mission carrying baby formula to Gaza, because remember, the Israelis don't allow baby formula to even be smuggled in by Western doctors to Gaza. They're so determined to starve the civilian population to death.
That is tragically true about the baby formula. And Ty did this great video. I think others have done it where they expose this lie that Israel have put out. Of course, these aren't terrorists. But oh, look at this, terrorist baby formula. Despicable that Israel would do such a thing. I didn't see Ty's version of the ABBA song, Vicky. Might have to check that one out. I'm just behind on a few videos from people who I keep up with, but thanks for the reminder. I'll keep my left eye out for that one.
So the disbelief, I think, from our point of view is, I think it's 4 a.m. last night. There's explosions overhead. We know that many of our colleagues have already been bombed. We can't communicate with them because the Israelis have jammed the communication. And one of the activists turned to me and she said, no one's coming to help. No one is coming to help us. And I think for the first time in my life, I got a real sense, a tiny glimmer of what it's like to be Palestinian. No one's coming to help us. Like, I think as a white person, you have this idea of your own privilege that this is the kind of thing that happens to black and brown people. Like, I'm from the West. There's just no way our cowardly governments are going to allow us to be bombed in international water when we're carrying baby formula to Gaza. That's all we're doing. Like, I am acutely aware that our Western leaders are so captured and so racist that they're happy for Palestinians to be murdered, for Lebanese to be murdered, for the people of Yemen and Syria and all these kind of brown countries. Like, we know business with the Zionists and the Americans is more important than Palestinian lives. Unfortunately, we've had to get our heads around that. But now I think we're realising that business with the Zionists and the Americans is more important than our lives too. From an Irish perspective, I speak directly to the Irish establishment class, the media and political class right now. If anything happens to me or any of the other 21 Irish participants on this flotilla, we hold you responsible, directly responsible, for your craven, pathetic, biased coverage of this genocide for the last 2 years and your mealy-mouthed, tough talk about Israel whilst doing exactly nothing. So I urge anyone listening to this video, please kick up a fuss. Please contact your local representatives, because I think I speak for everyone on this flotilla. We don't want to die. We don't want to be murdered for doing the bare minimum of what our Western leaders won't do. Remember, Irish politicians, we're out here doing your job for you. And most importantly, to our brothers and sisters in Palestine, I think last night we got some tiny, tiny sense of the absolute hell that you go through all the time, and the hell being compounded by the fact that it really feels like the world doesn't give a shit. Certainly not the people in power. But we are absolutely undeterred in our goal. This is a bully acting out. You have faced this bully on your own for a century. No longer will you do that. We're unbowed and unbroken, and we'll see you in Gaza very soon.
Ty Hickey there. Such a brave endeavour. But like he said, they've experienced just a fraction of what the Palestinians have. It's like that day in, day out, night in, night out. But this time it's different. I'm feeling hopeful. Which you really do have to be. You have to stay positive. Because there is this military escort now. It's the largest flotilla ever. But what are my concerns? I guess we know what Israel are like. I would hope it's the case that the escort manages to get there and they don't want to risk any further escalation with Italy or Spain by attacking their vessels, but we've seen what they've done to the Palestinians, we've seen what they've done to other countries in the Middle East, Lebanon, Iran, and so on. Would you really put it past them to attack those naval vessels? I wouldn't fancy the chances. You see, they never seem to do very well when they're not just shooting innocent women and children or rounding up old people, that sort of thing. Oh no. But all will be revealed. Time will tell. They're getting very close now. They're getting very, very close now. There's still time, perhaps, because the British Navy, of course, has vessels all over the world. Could still be time for us to catch up. Let's get on the right side of history. I know that's wishful thinking. But speaking of wishful thinking, there is hope. On the left, we've seen further resurgence for the Green Party. Seen them winning a couple of by-elections here and there recently, and taking some councils from Labour as well, and fending off reform. So Zach Polanski apparently doing very well in his early tenure as leader. I think realistically the Green Party could be aiming for around 15% of the vote, if you want to be realistic. They're making ground on the Tories and Lib Dem every week, it seems, at the moment. But also, as long as they get and keep their shit together, your party could pose a significant threat to the right as well. So they've finally announced the opening conference, which is going to take place here in the Northwest, here in Liverpool. Well, here in the Northwest in Liverpool. This is Manchester, but just down this 62, or get on the train if you want to be more environmentally friendly. But There it is, from the 29th to 30th of November, 2-day conference. I would imagine we'd be hearing from Corbyn and Sultana. That's all that they've put out. There's no venue, but we'll be there. My Left Eye will be there, of course. We're also going to be bringing some footage from the Labour conference taking place this weekend as well. That's also in Liverpool, just as a reminder. So yeah, out on the streets again. That'll be 2 weekends in succession, so going to be covering the Labour conference this weekend, and then next weekend it's the DOJ protest. Again, could this be even bigger than the last one in Parliament Square? Exclusive footage and interviews to come, people, and as always, don't mind getting our hands dirty and getting in with the nitty gritty. Anyone planning on going? Let us know in the chat or in the comments. Has anyone signed up already? Did you sign up before or after this debacle, the disagreement, very public disagreement it was between Corbyn and Sultana? It's been resolved now though, fortunately. Vicky, thanks a lot for the gifted memberships there. 5 gifted memberships, awesome. Big up Vicky Clee in the chat, please, everybody. Enjoy your perks, new members. I didn't change the membership goal earlier, did I? So that's 6 I need to put on. Is it? I believe it is. So, Caesar's 1, 2, 3. That is not 1,123. There we go. Thanks again, Vicky. Really appreciate the support. That's about all there is to say on that, I guess. Like I said, not sure of the venue. Just get to Liverpool Lime Street, I guess, on the day and follow the noise. Hope it's not follow the screams, but follow the cheers. I've got another comedy clip now. Just something to try and keep things light-hearted. Someone I featured for the first time recently as well, actually, but another great clip from Intel Lady. Does this great impression of Sarah Ferguson, former Duchess of York.
Hello, look, oh dear. I usually read stories for children on YouTube, but I'm having to come out and explain all the goings-on that's happened as a result of some stories hitting the tabloids over the weekend, and sadly, several of my 7 so far, and counting, charities have dropped me. Oh dear. So I do need to explain why that is, and I hope that you will understand the predicament and the situation as it stands. Now, many years ago, many years ago, my husband, ex-husband, dear friend, husband, friend of living partner, introduced me to a man, we'll just call him Jeff for now, and myself and Jeff formed a wonderful friendship, and then Jeff went and got himself into a load of bother. It was unfortunate. We feel very, very sad about it. And at the time he got himself into the bother, I publicly denounced him, called him a bit of a dirty nonce, and said, we're not friends, really. Oh dear, I've separated myself. Unfortunately, a couple of years after he had served his time, I sent him an email referring to him as a steadfast generous, supreme friend to me and my family. And those words, I think, have been taken a little out of context, because actually what I meant to say was, I'm still very disappointed in you. Thanks for the money. Now, let's just talk about the money. I did get a little bit of cash from him. He just settled a few debts that I had. I bought a hat. It was 15 grand, and I couldn't pay for it, so he Jeff did, and I was grateful for that. And the rumours about me taking a lot more than 15k from him, pocket money really, that's not true. I did not take any more money than that. So get lost if you think that. It's a ruddy lie, is what it is. Absolute ruddy codswallop is what it is. But no, on a serious note, I feel dreadful that these emails came to light, and it did make me look like a bit of a silly Billy. I know it did, a silly Billy. And I just want you all to know that I feel wretched. I feel wretched. I'm just as wretched as I felt when I was selling access to my husband, ex-husband, living partner, person I'm friends with. I felt wretched about that, and I felt wretched about the toe sucking. I did offer Jeff a toe, but he said he preferred them younger. But no, I do. I'm taking it seriously. I just want to appeal to my brother-in-law now. Charlie, please, don't make us homeless. I don't want to live in a travel lodge or wherever these people go. We're very sorry. Sorry about it. And I just want everyone to understand that I made a silly error. It was silly. Oh, so silly. But I am sorry about it. I truly am, and I'll never do anything so ridiculous again in my life. You know me. You know I learned from my mistakes. Please don't make me homeless, Charlie. I can't face Christmas in a travel lodge. Oh, heavens, please. I am truly sorry. Don't make me homeless.
Intel lady, go and subscribe and stuff. Well, she's got mugs apparently as well. Really good stuff. Really good impression, that. The aristocracy, eh? Time for a shout out to the members on the channel. Thanks for all your support. Thanks for the gifted memberships on tonight's stream. Stay put, people, even though we're coming to the end of proceedings here. I'm going to check for a raid. I'll just ask you to make sure that you've hit thumbs up on the stream as well before we raid over. Thank you very much for all your support and your contributions. So, who's around? Who've we got? So we've got This Space or The Surf Times, which are both US YouTubers. So if you have any preference, let me know in the chat. Yeah, I'll try and get back for another stream tomorrow evening. Just round things off for the week with another Brews at 10. Sorry, this is the first stream of the week. Do have a busy weekend coming up as well, as I said. So I'll do my best to join you tomorrow evening. Okay, let's go for Surf Times because we went to this space a couple of times recently, so I'll just try and spread out the solidarity. So that's set in now. Started about 50 minutes ago, so should be getting into the swing of things. I'll join you there for a little bit as well, so give us a shout out in the chat. Good shot there, Aaron. Davinia Robbins receiving that gifted membership. Thanks again. Great way to finish the stream. Topping up the membership goal. 124 now towards 250. If anybody has had a notification about renewal, please do renew your memberships. That's really important in helping the channel towards that goal. Oh, thanks for the heads up there, Vicky. Yeah, sounds like a good channel to raid into. And another gifted membership. Phil McCracken. Who's a long-term viewer, I know, on the channel. Thanks for that again, Aaron. So that leaves us on 125. Make you jive. Okay people, time for the raid. Thanks for joining me on the stream. You've been awesome. I've been your host Lefty. This has been the Brews at 10. Take care everybody. My left eye, be seeing you soon. Power to the people and free Palestine.